Over the last few months, I've been slowly putting out bike checks on my entire collection, and the last one on my list was my YT Jeffsy. Well, some things have changed, and that bike is for sale. I'm gonna show you guys what I got now. This is my STUMPJUMPER EVO Alloy. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Colin, don't you buy new bikes all the time? And yes, I do. But I really wanted this one, and I got a good deal on it. So it's gonna replace my Jeffsy. And I can't get another bike until we have 5,000 subscribers. That's what my wife says. But Andy's gonna get one when we hit 4. So do the thing, hit the sub. Before I get into the bike, I have to address that it is probably crazy loud out here because I'm filming outside and there's basically a highway in my backyard and traffic's going. So I recently picked this bike up from a buddy who did this bike custom from the frame up, and then he got hurt, so he sold it to me for what I think was a super reasonable price. It feels weird going back to an alloy frame. I haven't been on an aluminum frame mountain bike in probably 6 years, but I got no complaints because I wanted more of a durable enduro style bike. There was nothing wrong with the Jeffsy, it's just kind of too neutral, which is weird because I had the Jeffsy set up 160 mil travel front, 150 rear, but the geometry on that bike is very neutral, kind of trail orientated. This bike is a lot more enduro style, and it shows on the trail when I ride this thing. I'm pretty blown away at how fast it pulls you down a hill. So right off the bat, I did swap out a few parts of my own. I threw my Renthal bar and stem combo on there. I did throw my SR Suntour Duralux EQ fork on there. It's 160 mil travel. I got these really sick SR Suntour chrome decals. I also had these wolf tooth alloy spacers. Goes pretty good with the brushed aluminum frame and the gunmetal pedals and wolf tooth oval chainring. Which, by the way, it looks so sick. This whole crank setup, got the GX crank in, I think they might call it gunmetal, but it just looks so trick. And then we got the one-up chain guide. One thing this build is very heavy on is SRAM parts. You guys know, not a huge fan, but at the same time, I gotta concede a little bit here. I've never ridden the RSC brakes. These are really, really good. They're the code RSC. They have some reach control, some bite control. Really impressed with those actually. And then also, it came with SRAM X01 drivetrain, which I've never ridden. The highest up I've ever ridden is basically GX and the GX axis that's on my Intense. The X01 is really good, surprisingly good. Feels closer to Shimano. But one thing I do have to say, and I've been noticing this with my GX axis kit, is one reason I got away from SRAM is it felt like I was always adjusting it a lot more than Shimano, and that still seems to be true. I just kind of knock it slightly out of adjustment and it doesn't handle it as good as Shimano, but still very impressed with the X01. I was going to take it off right away and get Shimano, but I think it'll probably stay on the bike for now. One thing I will have to swap out pretty soon is this one-up dropper post. It's the V2. It's not long enough. It's 150 mil. I could probably use 180 on this. You can see how much stack I have left. Yeah, I'll probably swap it out for like a 170, 180. And then I have the WTB Rocket, which I've mentioned before. I'm kind of running that on all my bikes lately. I really like the seat, but I've been noticing they're really loud seats. Like they creak a lot. I don't know if it's because I'm getting the cheap one with the steel rails. I don't really know, but it's a really comfortable seat. The bike was set up with 203 rotors, front and rear. I did swap the back out for 180 for now, just so I can swap this wheel pretty easily with my Intense if I need to. Speaking of wheels, this bike was also built up with some Hunts. These are the Enduro wides. So now I have trail wides on my Intense. I got the gravel race wheels on my State, and now the Enduro wides on my Specialized. And the bike came with the ever popular Maxxis DHF front, DHR rear combo, which honestly, I've never ridden locally. I've always ridden it on like rental bikes. So it's hard to tell when that's the only set of tires you're riding on a new set of trails. Now that I'm riding this combo on my local trails, I really do understand the grip. It's pretty insane. How crispy do these wheels sound? God, it sounds good. So looking down, I'll show you guys the cockpit. We got the one-up dropper right here. Like I said, code RSC brakes, Renthal fat bars, 35 mil. I believe these are 780 wide. That's kind of For Enduro, I like about 780. For my trail bike, my Intense, I'm down to 760, and that's really comfortable. Then we got the X01 lever, which I will say is a lot nicer than your GX and NX shifters. And then I got the ODI lock-on grips. One feature I really dig is the integrated frame storage. Keep some stickers in there, so if you see me out on the trail, hit me up. Got a collection of them. So that's basically it. That's my STUMPJUMPER EVO. Like I said, there's a couple little things I want to change. I wouldn't mind getting a carbon bar on front. Probably throw some one-ups on there at some point. It weighs about 34 pounds, which I feel the extra 4 or 5 pounds on the climbs. But like I said, it really pulls you on the downhills. It's pretty incredible. This weekend, I'm going up to Marquette. I'm meeting up with Kelvin from the Shred Shed, and we're gonna do some lift laps. We're gonna ride some fun stuff. I'm gonna really let this bike loose, and I'm looking forward to it. We're also gonna film a new episode of Cycle Paths, so keep an eye out for that. And yeah, let's keep ripping and enjoying the summer. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff. Thanks, see ya.